Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I make donuts in bulk. For this recipe I was able to make out 300 pieces of donuts. Yeah, you heard me right, a whole 300 pieces. So if you are planning that start that donut business, or you have a party or an event, you want to stay tuned and watch the video from the beginning till the end, because I'm going to take you by the hand and walk you step by step. And fun fact, I was not alone. I had my professional friend help me out, Chef Dave. So for our donuts, all we need is some flour, some butter, some yeast, some milk, some eggs, some sugar, nutmeg, vanilla essence, vegetable oil. The full list of the ingredients and their measurements will be in the description box down below. So I started off by adding in 1 whole tier of flour, that is 16 cups, and then 250 grams water into my bowl. I would advise that for this kind of bulk recipe, you mix them bit by bit. I added in some milk, some nutmeg, and then I set that dough aside. And for my wet ingredients, I'm just going to be adding in 2 cups of sugar, and then 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence. I added in 1 teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of yeast. Then I added in 5 cups of warm water. Your water should not be too hot or too cold, just warm, lukewarm, and then I mix that and set that aside. And so here I am, I'm mixing the dry ingredients together. I had to mix it properly to make sure it's properly combined, and I'm just going to mix both the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients together to make sure they marry each other to become one. Guys, during this step you have to mix properly and thoroughly, because donuts requires a lot of mixing. Unlike probably meat pie you won't have to mix for that long, you just have to mix to just combine them. Donut is like bread, so you have to take your time to do a lot of mixing to make sure it becomes your donut dough becomes very smooth. Yes, so I even had to remove it from the bowl and place on a flat work surface, and I started mixing. This is where the real work is. I mixed it to make sure it was very smooth. So you have to take your time, just take your time to mix properly. And when I was done with that, look at it, it passed the it's stretchy, it passed the elastic test. Yes, so the kneading took about 20 minutes for me, and then I just poured in a bit of flour in a bowl, and I put in my mix in that bowl, and I covered it and let it sit till it doubled in size. And here it is, after it has doubled in size. So it's about 30 minutes later I brought it out, and then first I had to brush my pan or my trays with oil, and then I used some flour to dust the trays or the pans. This is just because I don't have parchment paper, so this is optional for those people who don't have parchment paper. This is another way you can use to place your donut balls so that it doesn't stick. So I just cut out my dough into little pieces, and I'm just going to mold that in balls. And if you watch carefully, you see how I'm going to mold this till it forms a round ball. Make sure your ball is smooth, it doesn't have any opening, so when your ball gets into the fire it won't open. So this is it. I kept on, I repeated this step till I exhausted all the dough, and I'm just going to cover that and let it sit for some time till it doubles in size. So After our balls have doubled in size, I'm just going to get a flat cup or any container with a flat surface, and I'm going to use that to press the balls down. You can also do this using your hand, and I'm just going to look for the cover of a bottle, and I'm going to use it to press the middle of the balls down, and I'm going to place the donut in back on my tray, and I'm going to repeat this till I've exhausted all the balls, and then I'm going to let the donut rise for another 10 to 15 minutes when it is ready to fry. After about 15 minutes, our donuts have doubled in size and they are ready to fry. So one thing about frying your donuts, you do not need too much heat. Like, you do not need a very high heat to fry your donut. All you need is medium to low heat, and you have to monitor your donut. You have to stay very close to monitor your donut. If you fry with a heat that is too high, you end up burning your donut, and it might not even get fried inside. But when you use a low heat, it's going to fry gradually, and it's going to give you that very attractive golden brown color. So our donuts are properly fried, both inside and outside, and it's time to take them out. So I'm just going to do this very carefully, and I have set aside a clean bowl where I'm going to put it in. So I'm just going to repeat this process until I've exhausted all my donuts. I would say making donuts in bulk requires a lot of patience, and I'll also advise that whenever you have bulk donut like this, don't mix all the ingredients at once. You mix it little by little, following the procedure, the recipes I've given, and the measurements. For this recipe, I used about 5 whole tiers of flour, and I had to mix it one after the other. This will ensure that your donut comes out looking really smooth and really soft and chewy and enjoyable. There you have it, guys. Thanks for riding with me. If you enjoyed this video and you found it informative, please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.